right, so now we're on the last page of the review, which gets into more of the word problems. So let's take a look. So we got Yoku ordered 4 boxes of candles for his restaurant. 1 candle was put on each of the 25 tables. There were 23 candles left. How many candles were originally in each box? Now for these ones, I do like to set up a let statement, just like we did with the previous one. So let's let this be the number of candles per box. So again, that's how much they want to know, is how many candles were in each box. So let's look at what he started with. So the first thing is he started with 4 boxes of candles. So if X is 1 box, we would want to write this as 4X. So that's his starting point. But then he lost candles, or used candles. And how many did he use? So he used 1 candle on each of the 25 tables. So we're going to lose 25 of those candles. But then how many were left? At the end, there was 23 left. So that should encompass the whole situation. So now, if we want to solve this, we're going to add 25 first. And so we end up with 48 total for the 4 boxes. So if we divide by 4, X should be 12. So it looks like we've got 12 candles per box. All right. and the big thing about all these problems is you can check them. I mean, if we wanted to check this and say, okay, well, if he ordered 4 boxes, that would be 48 candles. Take away the 25, there's 23 left. So that's what's nice about these problems, is you can always check them. Let's try the next one. School ordered 20 boxes of pencils. First month they sold 83. The next they sold 107. At the end of the second month, there were 2 pencils still left on the shelf and 4 unopened boxes in the back. How many pencils were in each box? So same as before, let's let X equal the number of pencils per box. So they started with 20 boxes. So 20X should be the starting point. They sold 83, so you're going to take away 83, and then you're going to take away 107, and then what was left, what were you equal to at the end? There was 2 pencils on the shelf and 4 unopened boxes. So 2 left on the shelf plus 4 boxes, 4X. So this should be your equation. Now we got to do a little bit of combining here first. So it looks like 83 and 107 is 190, and since they're both negative, we're going to end up with a negative 190. Now from here we can move stuff around. So let's lose the 4X first. And so that's going to cancel those. So we got 16X minus 190 equals 2, and I'm running out of room. So we're going to want to add 190, and so that's going to cancel those out. So let's scoot up here. So 192 is going to be on the right side, and just the 16X is on the left. So now if we divide by 16, looks like X is equal to, let's say it's equal to 12 again. So we got 12 pencils per box. So, and again, you can check your answer with this. If you plug in 12 back into the original, everything should make sense. You know, if I said, okay, well, 12 times 20 is 240. If I take away 190, that's going to leave me with 2 pencils left, and then plus the 4 times 12, which is 48, so there should be 50 left. So it checks out again. Now the last two problems are looking at finding two things. So first one says $1,000 in prize money is being split between Reggie and Donald. Donald should receive or should get $300 more than Reggie for achieving first place. How much will each man receive? So remember, when you have two things, usually one of them is going to help you determine the other one. So you have to decide which one do I have to know first. So out of these two, Donald or Reggie, which one should you know first? Because Donald is going to get $300 more than Reggie, we're going to want to let X be Reggie. And so if X is Reggie, then that must mean that X plus 300 should be Donald. Because he's going to receive $300 more than Reggie, more than X. So that's going to be your two expressions. And so now, how do they tie into this $1,000? Both of them together have to total the $1,000. So we have to make sure we add them both. So Reggie plus Donald equals the 1,000. So again, Reggie and Donald. But now, combine like terms. And then we can move that 300 over to the other side by subtracting it. So 2x equals 700. Oops. So if 2x equals 700, divide by 2. So x equals 350. So now we can plug it back in to our let statements. So $350 for Reggie. Oh, not Reggie's, Reggie. And then if we plug it back into the other one, 350 plus 300 is 650. So Donald did pretty well. $650 for first place, and Reggie got $350. All right, so now the last one. A rectangular photograph has its length 3 centimeters longer than twice its width. The perimeter is 84. Find the length and width of the photograph. Now for these ones, I like to draw a diagram. Now what's interesting about this one is the relationship between the length and the width. So it says the length is 2 centimeters longer than twice its width. So in order to figure out how to write these, we're going to have to determine which one we need to know first. And because of the way this one's written, we want to know the width first. So I'm going to let the width be x. And so now the length is 3 centimeters longer than twice that. So I can say 3 plus 2x for the length. Now, you can tackle this problem a couple different ways. If you know the formula, P equals 2L plus 2W, and the one last piece I probably should have wrote in here was the perimeter was 84. We can use this equation, this formula, and solve this with using all this information. So if we replace the perimeter with 84, we replace the L with 3 plus 2x, and then replace the W with x. Now we can just break this down. So first distribute to get rid of the parentheses. So 6 plus 4x. Now we can combine like terms. And then we can do a little bit of subtracting. So we got 78 equals 6x. And so now we just got to divide both sides by 6. And so x better be what? Well, if you're not sure, that's what the calculator is for. So let's say 13. So 13 is going to be what x is. All right. So now we just got to plug it back in to get the other dimension. So if x is 13, well, so that's our width. So our length. So now we just got to plug it in. So we got 26. Because 2 times 13 is 26, plus the 3, so that's 29. And so that should do it. So again, one way is to use the formula. The other way, which we didn't show yet, is to realize what the definition of perimeter means. So remember, definition of perimeter is all 4 sides, all the way around the outside of whatever shape it is. In this case, it's a rectangle, but it could be any shape. Perimeter is all the sides added up. So if I wanted to say, okay, I know that's x, I know this is another 3 plus 2x, I could just put all of that information into my equation. And you get something like that. So again, as long as you have all 4 sides, this will work as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 sides. Now do the same thing we did down here, combine like terms. So we got the 3 and 3 is 6. We got an x and 2x is 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. So we got 6x plus 6 equals 84, which is really pretty darn close to the same thing we got here. So we are going to get the same answer. So 13 and 29 for your length and width. All right, folks. Well, that wraps up the review. So hopefully you are good to go for the exam. So if you have any questions, make sure you email me. Take care.